Hi, Matt, the etrailer. Today we're going to be talking about B&W's fifth wheel hitch. Now this one is going to be the one rated for 25,000 pounds. So if you have those heavier loads that you need to pull behind you, I think this will be a great option. And we're going to be showcasing this in our 2024 Ford F-350. So let's take a closer look at it. Now this specific fifth wheel is going to be designed to work with your OEM prep package with that puck system. Now if your truck doesn't have that, I'd actually recommend one of these that has the rail system underneath it, so it will be compatible with your truck. But if you do have that puck system, you might as well use it. And if you decide to go with this, let us know how it's working for you, if it's a pretty smooth transition pulling that trailer behind you, and just what it's like on a daily basis living with it. Just let us know in a comment or review. Now, something I do want to point out is the size of our bed. Right now, we do have an 8-foot bed. This one is going to work great. Now, if you have a 6 3/4 foot bed, then I'd actually recommend something else. The reason why I recommend that is because when you're making those turns, you have the potential of having your trailer make contact with your cab. It could really damage something. So that's why I recommend a sliding fifth wheel if you're in that situation, or one by pull right, because you can actually flip that 180 degrees and it's going to have an offset to it. So your trailer sits a little bit further away from the cab of your truck. It won't be as good as a sliding fifth wheel, but it will be something that will give you clearance in most situations. You just have to keep a closer eye on it. But today I'm going to be talking about how this fifth wheel is going to interact with our truck. Now what I really like about this one in general is it's just going to be a solid fifth wheel. B&W makes great products. They stand up to the test of time and they just work well. Now this is going to be rated for 25,000 pounds for your towing weight, and then the vertical weight is going to be 6,250 pounds. Now what the difference there is, your towing weight is going to be the full weight of the trailer that you're pulling behind you. And that vertical weight is going to be all the weight that's being applied to the fifth wheel itself. It's also important to note that you want to make sure you're going from the lowest rated component. So you want to make sure what your truck is rated for, because if your truck isn't rated to haul that much, then you could damage it. But now I want to move over to see how this is going to interact with our truck. I'll go over a couple other features about this as we talk about it. It makes sense. But one of the biggest things is when you're working with this is grabbing this lever so you can open this up so you can haul. Right now this doesn't feel bad at all to reach over and grab. Now if you have your truck lifted, it might be a little more difficult. But something you need to think about is going to be the pin on the back side of it, because you won't be able to pull it without pulling that pin. And this is a little bit of a reach for me. If you're someone who's a little bit shorter or your bed is pretty lifted up, you might struggle with this too. You might even have to step in your bed a little bit or on your tire to reach this. Well, I can pull that, let that down, and now I'll have the ability to pull on this and open that up. And let's actually talk about what it's going to be like to actually load this up. And this actually brings us to the jaws. So once you're hooking up, this is going to slide into place, push against there. And of course, it's going to be a little bit harder for me since I don't have the weight of a trailer and the force of a truck. So I'm going to have to push that into place. There we have it. You can see how those jaws are grabbing on here. Now these are fairly thick, and we are making 360 degrees of contact. So this is making sure everything is very secure. So when you're hauling down the road, you're being safe. Now another thing you want to think about with this being in your bed is going to be how much space it takes up. Now these, they don't take up a whole lot of space width-wise, but height-wise, it's going to take up a decent amount. I'm going to get that measurement now. Right now, it's going to be sitting at just a little bit over 17 inches. So in most cases, this should be able to clear if you have anything in your bed, anything like a tonneau cover. Now, if you have one that sits down a little bit lower, actually in the bed, you might have some clearance issues. Most cases, I think you should be fine. But we can solve that. We can actually remove the head by itself. You're going to have a pin on each side. It's going to have a little clip at the very end of it. Just pull this pin out, lower that handle down, and at this point, all you have to do is take it off. And this is something I really like about this fifth wheel, and that's because we don't have to touch this, because you're going to want to make sure you're greasing this up so it lasts a longer amount of time. And grabbing these handles here, Gonna make sure we stay nice and clean. And being able just to lift up the head itself is gonna make it a lot lighter than trying to lift up the whole thing too. Now we can get a measurement like this. And right here, this is gonna be sitting at about 16 inches. So that should clear in almost any case. That'd have to be a really low tonneau cover for it to make contact with, so you should be good in that respect. Now, there might come a time where you need to do some truck things, and you have a truck, and you need that bed to do those truck things. Anything like moving any type of lumber, gear, equipment, whatever it is, you might need your full bed for something. We can actually remove this real quick and easy. That's one of the benefits of the puck system. And I'm just gonna remove this pin and clip here. Move these levers. They're super smooth to move. Not gonna have any fight there. You're gonna have some handles that actually lift this out, making that easier. Again, this isn't too heavy. Oop, moved it a little bit too far. This is gonna be pretty easy to do. I can lift it up by myself. Now that I actually fully take it out of my bed of my truck, I might grab a friend to help me out with that. But yeah, this whole process, pretty easy to do. In my opinion, I think this is gonna be a solid choice, especially if you are looking for a more trusted brand that's been around for a little bit. They just make quality stuff and it feels like quality too. And there's a lot of thought that's put into this, especially since we don't have to grab it by the head, get our hands all greasy. We do have these handles. Something that is gonna last a long time. Now, of course, if you need something with a heavy weight capacity, I'd probably recommend the Kurt Power Ride fifth wheel hitch. The reason why I recommend that one is because it's gonna be rated for 30,000 pounds. Still gonna work good too. But if you don't need that much weight, I think this is great. And again, if you have an 8-foot bed like us, I think having one that's going to be more stationary like this is going to be more than enough for you. But again, this is just a look at the B&W fifth wheel hitch rated for 25,000 pounds on our 2024 Ford F-350. I'm Matt. Thanks for watching.